about my lifestyle. I'm the new thing with a bright smile. Catch me when I'm out in public. Always show them love, and I know they love it. Give you a reason to love me this season. I'm taking my chances. I hope it enhances my...
All right, welcome to Romera Records Podcast. This is actually take two because we messed up the first one. So today we have on Trey Adcock. What's going on, Trey?
What's up, what's up?
So, again, like I was saying earlier, so Trey, I actually played against him in high school. You went to Hoax Bluff. I went to Aniana. And let's see. The first game we played against y'all.
I mean, y'all beat us both times.
Yeah.
Right? No, did y'all beat us in 08?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
We were good in 08.
I never lost to Hoax Bluff. I don't remember what the score. The second time we played y'all, it was a close game. Because that was the year y'all were dangerous.
Maybe, was it, did we play y'all in 2009 and 10?
Well, I graduated May of 2010.
Okay.
You probably played us after that.
I'm trying to think. Either way, we lost. I know y'all had that O'Toole kid at quarterback. Dude was filthy.
Well, the 1 year we played y'all at Hoax Bluff, y'all were dangerous that year because y'all had almost beat, I think, did y'all beat Alexandria?
Maybe.
You almost beat Cherokee County. And then everybody was like, what's going on?
Yeah, we lost to Cherokee County 21-14.
Yeah.
Our quarterback threw a pick six.
So Cherokee, they were like the team back
The
then.
best.
Because they had Cody Blanchard, they had
Chambers.
Gabriel Chambers, DJ Fife.
That was it. The Gabriel. Oh,
Gabriel, that was Gabriel Chambers, Gabe.
yeah.
And then they had this one kid who like transferred there, and he played like safety and running back. He ended up going to Clemson.
Was it the tall white dude with long hair?
No,
That was Colin Edwards.
I remember that dude.
He was good. They were stacked.
They were stacked.
Their whole team. They had two linebackers that were good too.
Yeah, they did. God, that one kid, he went to Clemson, and then I think he either got in trouble or he just like
I can't remember.
didn't
I
do
know.
well.
I know DJ Howard from Lincoln. He went to Clemson.
Oh
for a
yeah,
bit.
that's right. I forgot about.
I ran track.
Howard.
I ran track against him. It was terrible. He beat me by 50 yards.
That was a man.
I actually dude. They don't remember it at all. But I ran a 200. It was like a 200-meter dash, and I ran. I think it was in county or sectionals one, and I was in the heat with Chambers, Fife, and Howard.
Oh my god,
Dude, they crossed the line, and I was like 50 yards. Like,
oh man, that's the
yeah.
worst.
Oh, it was bad for sure.
Shoot.
And Cole was Frederick was in the lineup. He was right before me, and I was like, dude, why can't he run? Like,
Did he end up going anywhere?
Nah, I'm pretty sure he was gonna go to Vandy. I was thinking, or I remember he always used to wear Vandy, and he wore this Ivy League hoodie a lot. I'm trying to think of it now. They were like, what are some Ivy League teams? What was the one with the? I can't even remember the one that's like they're like the Bengals, like kind of like.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know he wore their hoodie a lot. And anyway, I think he was gonna go to one of the two, and then he tore his ACL that first game.
Dang.
Yeah, he was, dude. I'm telling you, he was legit, dude. And his senior year, it was only gonna get better.
Man, the one person that surprised, actually, I'm gonna say two people that surprised me, both were on the same team. There's a kid, I think his name was like Miles Sanders. He played for midfield.
Okay.
And I don't know what happened, but I don't think he went anywhere. That was probably the best running back I ever played against. Okay. And then the kid that he plays in the NFL now, JJ Nelson.
Oh, okay.
He played for midfield. I
think the best player I probably played against was D Ford, no doubt.
D Ford was nasty,
dude. I was so I think his senior year, I think I was a junior, or I might have been I think I was a sophomore, and I remember going out to like hit him. I was gonna block him, dude. He just swam right over me.
Oh,
yeah, it was embarrassing. I'm pretty sure he killed our quarterback. Dude, he legit hit our linebacker so hard, our linebacker laid on the field, like probably unconscious I don't know if he was unconscious, but probably. But he was out for about 15 minutes. Like the whole game stopped, everything. So, yeah, he was definitely the best.
Jesus. So, Trey actually, he is into bodybuilding, as you probably can't tell from the if you're watching this. Yeah. But So tell me a little bit about, I guess, what really got you into the bodybuilding. Obviously, you were into being fit from sports and stuff like that. But
Well, I think I always liked working out. I think mainly when I went to Golds, well, I would say, well, after high school, I was used to the normal football stuff, just working out in the field house or whatever, just doing
bench
squats.
press,
Yeah,
hand
your
cleans.
basic stuff. And then so I got out of that, and I remember like right out of high school, I started working with my dad at the city, and my friend Davey called me up, and he's like, "Hey man, let's go work out back." And I was like, "How do you work out back?" I didn't even know. So he's like, "Just come on, and I'll show you or whatever." So we went and we did some back stuff, and I remember this kid walked in and asked me if I did shows or whatever.
Oh,
and
wow.
I didn't even know what they were.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You should do one." And I was like, "All right, whatever." And so then I was like, "Well, maybe I need to get more serious and get out of this field house." So that's when I went to Golds, and I was like 19 or 18 when I signed up at Golds, and because in high school we couldn't have a gym membership.
Oh,
As crazy as that sounds, like our coach wouldn't let us have one.
dang.
It was. I remember like 2 or 3 guys got in trouble because Coach Rob, he was our coach. His wife saw them in the gym, and like he got mad about it or whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was dumb. But so I went to Golds, and then there was a couple of old school bodybuilders in there that were like, "Hey, you could do something." And I was like, "All right." So I guess that's where it started. And then ever since I just been doing it,
Dang. So is there somebody that you would attribute a lot of your not really your motivation, but like pretty much the knowledge that you have?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of the knowledge first off started with, I don't know if you know Anthony Twilley. Whenever
Yes.
at Golds,
Yeah.
So it started with him, and it was more basic knowledge. Him, and then I would say Joshua Downs. Do you remember
I
Josh?
don't remember Josh.
And then even Chris Mayo, I would say, taught me
Chris.
a little bit early on. And then I think after that, so I think it was like 2015. So I started working at the supplement shop. I think I was 21. I started working at Blends, and it was a smoothie shop. And we went to the shows or whatever, and I'd never even been to shows. So we went to this one called Clash of the Capstone. I've actually done it twice. And my coach, Lloyd Herford, was the guy that won the whole show.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I was like, okay. So I messaged him on Facebook just asking him about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. I was honest. I mean, I was just like a young kid. I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
So, obviously I'm like asking him just simple questions, and he's answering everything. Like, doesn't even like mind telling me whatever.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, this guy's the one. So I just got with him, and I would say the majority of my knowledge has came from him. And then so I'm in the off season now, and I'm with 2 coaches.
Okay.
And one of them is Cameron Cheek. He does my nutrition.
Okay.
He's actually younger than me. It's weird. He's 21
Oh, wow.
and super smart kid. And so he's doing my nutrition. And then a guy named Paul Serafini, he is doing my training and supplement protocols and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, I would say now more of my knowledge comes from them. Like, we're in a group text, and we text like almost every day.
Nice.
Majority of it is just a bunch of bullcrap. It's hilarious. But then the other, there is some serious to it too.
Okay,
But, yeah.
cool. So what are you doing right now as far as like your regimen? Is it something that's like building? You're trying to get bigger, or you're like just trying to maintain?
Well, right now I'm probably, I would say, like 257 pounds maybe.
Okay.
So the plan is I'm gonna be with Cameron and Paul in the off season, and I'm gonna take a long off season because I did North Americans in August, and that's in Pittsburgh. It's a national qualifier if you don't know, and basically I got 11th out of 26 in my class. I think there was 26 people.
Nice.
Somewhere in
Okay.
there. So I mean, I'm somewhere in the middle, but I'm basically a top 10 national guy, I feel like.
Okay.
But I need to put on some muscle. I did a heavyweight, and heavyweight is like from 205 pounds to 225, I think.
Oh, that's lighter than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, heavyweight is 205 to 225, I believe. And then 225 and up is super heavyweights.
Okay.
So the next time I compete, I will definitely be a super heavyweight. I think I weighed in and I was like 222.
Do you feel like that's going to be that's you,
Yeah,
the super heavyweight?
Well, it's just because I'm tall. I'm taller.
Oh, okay.
So I have to. Like, everybody in my class was the same weight as me, but they were like 5'5".
Dang.
Yeah.
I forget about that. Cause I see people like Jay, isn't he like 5'11" or 6 foot?
Jay is actually a little bit taller because I wouldn't say he's 6 foot because I'm right at 6 foot. I think he's probably like 5'9", 5'10".
Okay.
I think he's a little bit shorter than that.
Ronnie was 6.
I think Ronnie was taller. I think they say he's 5'11", but like on his stats and stuff on, like, I guess Wikipedia or Google or whatever. But I've only seen him in person once, and he was sitting down. So I have no idea. I know. At the Arnold this year, I'm going, and he's going to be there. So
Okay.
I might try to stick in his line. I know it'll be packed.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I mean, he's the greatest. But yeah, I would think he's like right at 5'11". He's taller, but he was also like 300 something pounds.
Do you feel like that those people have a better advantage, or do you think like being taller, because aesthetically wise, like your muscles might look a lot different, or if you've got shorter legs, they look wider and stuff like that? So.
So it's kind of hard to say who has the advantage. I would say if you're like a 212 guy, you definitely need to be shorter because you can pack 212 pounds of muscle on a small frame and it not look just bad. Because like, you got to think some of these guys that are like 265 pounds and 5'5", they just look like a ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they do lose the pleasing look that you're going for. Honestly, I've never really liked being tall in bodybuilding. I always wanted to be shorter. But then, like, I guess as I get older now, like, I like it better because I feel like if you're taller, you can just add more muscle and it not look bad. To make, I guess, to kind of say it briefly. It's because like me right now, when I'm cut down at 220, I look pretty good. I look like I have a small waist, just I guess because I'm so tall. But I think even when I add, so the goal is to put on, like, next time on stage, I want to be like 245 to 265 is the goal. I think I'll still have my look. There's a guy named Nick Walker, and he just did USA's, which I'm not knocking his look at all. He's freaking huge. Looks like a refrigerator. I think he's like 5'5" or 5'6". Yeah, and he's like 260.
Oh my goodness.
He's massive. He looks great, but I think that it also hurts him too because he loses a lot of his look because he's so big.
Yeah.
So I think if he was like 6 foot, it would be a lot better.
How's the women like? Is theirs like, as far as like the height and everything? Is that a big deal?
That is a good question.
I've never really thought about it, honestly, until just now.
Yeah, that is. Well, I know, like, my girlfriend, Shanique Grant, she's a 2-time Miss Olympia.
She would have been pissed if you didn't bring her up.
Yeah. So she is 5'7", I think.
Okay.
5'7" or 5'8". So she's taller.
Yeah.
And, obviously she has, like, a cartoonish waist that's very small, and then her muscles crazy. So I think even being tall as a woman, it helps. Like, I think in figure and physique, and honestly maybe bikini as well. I think kind of being short kind of hurts you a little bit. But it may hurt you in women's, but I don't really think it hurts you much if you're like a 212 in guys, because you can still look good. But then I think the guys like Derek Lunsford, I think, is like perfect. Like, the dude is like, he's a 212 guy, but he's also like 5'5". But but if you look at him though, he still has like his small waist and stuff.
Okay.
So I think he's about like perfect for 212. But then, like, other guys that are like pushing 260 at 5'5", that's just too much.
Now, this is something I've always wondered about. The people that do that kind of stuff, what else can they do? Like, I know there's that one video of Phil Heath where he's like dunking, that shocked the crap out of me. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So you're building all this muscle, and you obviously are able to do stuff with it. And I know back when we were at Gold's, everybody used to say, "Yo, Trey isn't just big; he's strong." Because they say like a lot of guys, they're just big, like their muscle isn't actually like dense and building strength. Are a lot of guys out there? They're still really strong, and they can like, are they they're dunking like Phil Heath and can do other stuff?
Well, there's a couple like classic guys I know that can dunk. I've seen, Chris Bumstead, like he can dunk.
I don't even know who that is.
Well, he won the Olympia.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, he beat Breon. Do you know Breon? Or you haven't been
I haven't kept up with it lately.
Well, Breon Ainsley, he was the guy that was winning Classic, I think, for like the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then Bumstead, he's like this tall white dude. He's like I think he's like right at my height.
Okay.
He's either 6 foot or 6'1". But I mean, he looks pretty crazy, and he's got pretty good muscle. But yeah, I mean, he dunks like nothing. But he looks like, I feel like the classic guys look more athletic.
Yeah.
They look like the Under Armour guy you see.
Yeah.
Like the statue.
Yeah.
They put the clothes on. That's what those guys look like.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, I don't think not everyone's different. But I mean, heck, I was actually watching a Flex Wheeler video the other day, and like even like they showed him back in the day whenever he was like looking crazy. I mean, he was I don't know how much he got up in weight wise. I mean, he had to be at least 50 pounds of muscle probably. But I mean, he was doing like taekwondo. He's like a black belt. I mean,
I would not want to go up against that.
No. Oh, dude, I saw his fights. I saw his fights, and they're pretty crazy. I'll actually show you after the show. Like, they're intense. So yeah, I mean, I think some of the guys like all they can do is lift weight, but that's all they want to do.
Okay.
I'm sure a lot of the guys are multi-talented, but some just want to lift weights and eat. That's it.
Have you ever ran into any like actual athletes that transitioned into bodybuilding, like NFL players or something like that?
Well, I mean, Phil Heath was a college basketball player.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played. I can't remember. It was like a smaller college, I think, but he played college basketball, and then I mean, you can even look at his college picks though and be like, dang, he's got potential.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, because most basketball players are tall and like thin. They're not.
I think he was on the shorter side because I think Phil's like 5 and I don't know. I took pictures with him and he was like right there with me. I felt like.
Oh wow.
But like everybody says, he's like 5'9". So, but yeah, he played basketball. He's point guard. So I mean, he did that beforehand. But that's a good question because I don't know. It's hard. I'm trying to think of any of the big guys. I mean, I think most of like everybody played football or something.
Yeah.
Like most bodybuilders aren't just gonna just bodybuild. You know, like in high school you had to do something. I'm sure they played football. So yeah.
Earlier you was telling me about meeting Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
Who would you say is probably like the best or the most memorable person that you've ran into?
Well, I mean, Jay would probably be, I guess, the most memorable I've ran into. If we're going off of who I like the most, probably Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie?
Yeah, I mean he's the best. I don't think there'll ever be anybody like him.
Is he like the MJ of bodybuilding?
I think so. I mean, a lot of people, everybody has that opinion, but I don't think there'll ever be another Ronnie, like ever. Like you don't get 330 pounds and look like that.
Is that how much he weighed?
Well, I think he was like around 330 in the off
Oh
season.
my god!
Yeah, and I mean the thing is, like today, there's people that weigh that, but they just don't look like Ronnie.
Jesus, 300 pounds.
Yeah, because Ronnie on stage was like 290 at one point, I believe, and I mean, dude was shredded. I mean, you just don't look like that.
So how does your cutting go? I always wondered. I've heard sometimes people, do they not drink water because the water will
that's towards
soak it up?
You can that's more towards like the end when you're like at peak week. So basically you want to stay hydrated the whole time.
Okay.
Until like peak week, if you're trying to cut water, especially if you're trying to hit weight, like most classic guys, they might cut a little harder, or like 212 guys, some of those guys that are like already big as crap, they may cut real hard just to make the 212. But yeah, I mean, so my last peak, I've never really took like a diuretic before or done any type of water dropping ever. And so this peak week we tried that, and I mean it's pretty crazy, man. I remember I went to bed at I weighed 228, and then I woke up, I had to pee like every second, but my coach wanted me to weigh every time I peed. So like I would pee, like I don't know, it'd be like 2 a.m. I'd get up, pee, I'd weigh from 228. I'd weigh 226. Go back to bed, wake up, pee again, weigh 224.
Oh man!
So I mean, I'd drop like 2 pounds every time I peed, and
Jesus.
I remember when I woke up, I was 220. So I dropped
that's wild.
So I dropped like 8 pounds in one night, and I mean, obviously I didn't have a lot of water or body fat on me at all anyway. You know, so yeah, I mean, some people do it and some people don't. Like there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
John Jewett this year, he said that he did he said one show he used diuretics for peak week, and he said he just looked watery and just not full on stage. And then he said for the Olympia and the show he did, I think it was the New York Pro, I think he won it. And I think he said he didn't cut water at all. So I'm sure he limited water.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like something he cut out. So
is that something that you experiment with, like while you're like way before it's crunch time?
No, because like you don't really know. Like when you're in the off season, in fact, if you cut water, it's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, you might drop like 12 pounds of water, but like you're not gonna see what you look like. You know, at peak. I guess at your peak performance or whatever.
True.
Yeah. So what I did was I did 2 shows though. I did them back to back. So I did the Alabama State show and then I did North Americans. So for the state show, we didn't really hit my peak. Really, we just we didn't even take a diuretic. I remember I took 2 shots of I don't know if it was I think it was Sky vodka or something. I took like just 2 shots of that and like it kind of acts like a diuretic. So but it's crazy, dude, because so I did the state show and I weighed 227 at the state show and it was on a Saturday. So the next Saturday I'm stepping back on stage at Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So I went from 227 at the state show. And so my coach was like, go and eat you something, but don't eat anything, crazy. And drink your water or whatever. So I drank, because I didn't drink much that day either. But so he's like, because we were just playing with it to see what we look like. And I was a little watery. I wasn't like great at the state show. So I drank, like after the show, I go from 227 and then I drank a gallon of water right after the show, and then me and Shanique went and ate at Longhorn, and I just had chicken, and I think I had a little salad, like no dressing, and I just had 2 potatoes. So I wake up the next day and I weighed 236 pounds. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, man, I screwed up.
Oh, man.
I can't do North Americans because I overate or something, because I never had dropped water before.
Yeah.
And so I text my coach and I'm like, dude, I think I messed up. Like, I think I'm done. And I was like, I think we should just drop out of North Americans. I'm like throwing in the towel.
We're done. Let's just go home.
Yeah, for sure. And so Lloyd texts me. He's like, dude, you're fine. He's like, I promise. He's like, don't worry about that. That's just like the water weight coming back on. We're going to drop it all off again.
Oh, man.
So I was like, okay, I felt better. But I still like, dude, like it's such a mind, it's a mind thing in bodybuilding because you're like always like, am I good enough? Am I hitting this right? You just never know, like with peaking, how you're going to do. And it's basically... you just have to clear your mind and just be like, whatever, I'm doing it. Yeah. And just whatever happens. And so I went from 236 on Sunday. I weighed 236, and then so we didn't cut. Actually, I'm trying to think. No, we didn't cut carbs at all. We ate the same stuff. I was back on my diet regular, but then I remember I woke up and we drove to Pittsburgh. My mom and dad, my dad does not fly. So he's like, we're not flying, we're driving. And I hated that. I wanted to fly, but so we drove. But I just laid in the back the whole time. So we had weigh-ins on Thursday at 5 o'clock. So I weighed 236 Sunday night, and I weighed 220 on Thursday.
220
at 5 p.m. So I dropped 16 pounds.
Whew.
Yeah. But I mean, mainly it was probably just water,
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was crazy too, because the whole drive from Pittsburgh like my coach wouldn't let me eat because he was scared that I was gonna miss weight because we were gonna be heavyweight. I was not gonna be a super, which I think I would have probably done the same probably either way.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't gonna win, but just end up somewhere in the top 10, you know, somewhere around there.
You want to see where you can get to.
Yeah. I thought heavyweight gave me my best chance to see, you know, where I was.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, like, I think I know one of the guys, Ben Raffala, he actually did Miami and jumped up to super heavyweight and got his pro card. Dang. And he came in like third or second at heavyweights in North Americans. So yeah, and then but yeah, that's basically. I mean, I on the way to Pittsburgh. So we woke up at like, I don't even know. I think we left at like 3 a.m. just to get there at 5. And I woke up at 3, and I told Coach my weight. I think I weighed like 226 or 225. And he's like, all right. He's like, I just want you to, I think I had egg whites. He's like, I just want you to eat egg whites. And you can only eat, I think I had oatmeal too. It was like maybe 30 or 40 grams of oatmeal. And he's like, that's all you can eat all day up until you weigh in. I couldn't even drink, man. I had like, I think I had only drank like, I had drank less than 40 ounces of water all the way from 3 a.m. until 5 p.m.
Some people, that's a lot, but for somebody who's drinking it, drinking a lot of water is
True.
not much.
Yeah, not much at all. So yeah, but like I was like starving. So the whole way there, I just basically just ate nothing, drank nothing. I just chilled. I tried to sleep, but you know, obviously that's not gonna happen. But yeah, that's basically how the prep went.
That's crazy, dude.
But I came in a lot better in North Americans, like super lost.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. College football.
Yeah.
So, just to end this podcast, how do you feel about Tua, Ruggs, Smith, Devontae Smith, Jerry? So Judy, I'm pretty sure it's 100% that he's gone.
Yeah.
Because he actually, I think he tweeted something like, what did he tweet? He said, of course I'm playing in the bowl game.
Yeah.
He was like, why wouldn't I? Or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's gone. He's going to the pros. But the other guys, apparently they're thinking about coming back. And Devontae, he had a brother that played for Ole Miss, and then he left Ole Miss, and then rumor has it he's thinking about coming to Alabama. So that's interesting, being as in maybe Ruggs is Henry Ruggs is coming back. So what do you think about, I guess, just players coming back, and then as far as like going pro?
I mean, you have to do what's best for you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, you know, I've never been in that position. But I mean, if I was good enough and I was a first rounder and they were wanting me, I don't know. It's hard to say that you would play because you might get hurt. I mean, the guy, I think I was watching, was it Boise? Boise State. Their like main guy got hurt, senior.
Dang.
It's like the first quarter, or maybe, I don't even know. It wasn't. I don't know if it was the first play, but it was like the first quarter, and he was done, and he was a senior. So it's, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, when you're thinking about that, you know. So I personally, and it's according to where my team was at too. Like at Alabama, they're not playing a big ball game. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, you may lose a little bit of respect, but if you have a chance to be a first rounder, I'd probably just be like, I'm gonna wait.
That bowl game don't affect your paycheck unless you just play bad.
Exactly. Yeah. So I wouldn't risk it. I don't think. You know, unless you're one of the top 4 teams in the playoff, I wouldn't worry.
Bad. All right. Well, it's been great to have you on. Just I had to fit this in, but maybe another time. Might do it some other location wherever you're living. I know you were out in Vegas, but wherever you end up, man.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to for sure.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Romera Records podcast, and see you next time. Hey, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast. And if you would, hit the subscribe button. The subscribe button allows you to, subscribe to the podcast. And if you give me a like and give me a comment, that would help out as well. Commenting allows you to have a conversation with me, and liking it allows me to know that you actually like it. And if you dislike it, hit the dislike button twice. That's a real help out for me. So, comment, like, subscribe, and let's keep it rolling.